Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Okay, we'll do it after. So Maharaj has sent a special video for Alex Prabhu. So we'll play that first and then we'll go with Manglasharan.
Can you increase the volume?
Oh, I have. Start from the beginning. It's mute.
The cowherd boys all day, instead of being crushed by Kala Chakra, suffering in every possible way. Oh, hello. My name is Yamnyandas Brahmachari. You may know me as the former lead singer of the very unpopular music group Igor the Terrible and the Karmic Reactions Band. Or perhaps not. Anyway, I'm here to bring you a very important devotional service announcement, specifically for the Hare Krishna devotee, and even more specifically for the Hare Krishna devotees who are suffering in material existence, trapped inside the body of so-called man. On September 20, 21, and 22, In New Brindavan, USA, there will be second annual mantra retreat, so-called because for 2.5 days, all men who attend will be delivered from the clutches of material existence, and I do mean women. I did not attend last year because I did not think I was man enough. But this year, they called me and said, Yam Yam das Brahmachari, we are calling you because we want to make this year's mantra retreat unforgettable by having powerful and famous motivational speaker and ideal example of what it means to serve Krishna as man. But we cannot find any such man, so can you come instead? I said, okay, I can give one seminar entitled How to Become Krishna Conscious and Remain in Bodily Consciousness at the Same Time. Or, I am not this body except for purposes of demonstration. They said we will think about it. Anyway, you may notice that I am not dressed as brahmachari. Yes, 3 of my 11 fans have expressed disappointment on Facebook about this depressing situation. But I will explain the whole story at this year's 2019 Mantra Retreat. It is not what you think. I am very much looking forward to doing manly things like chopping the firewood, building houses, digging wells, planting trees, toasting vegan marshmallows, not going shopping, and spitting at the thought of sex life. I hope there will also be activities requiring sledgehammer for those of us reading the nectar of destruction. I was hoping there would be seminar on anti-social media, maybe next year. But of course we will be chanting Hare Krishna from the heart and the spleen and the pancreas and the large intestine. And speaking of large intestine, there will be prasadam provided for everyone, so we will not starve to death. And world-famous cook Apurva Prabhu will be cooking. But when I asked what is on the menu, they told me, Yam Yam das Brahmachari, we are not telling you. You will simply lust over the bhoga for weeks and spoil the whole thing. There will also be dramatic performances by men, directed by His Holiness Bhakti Maharaj Swami, also a man. I am told this year's event is open only to men, and all pure devotees in non-man bodies must wait until the next life to attend such retreat, unless they are willing to have GBC-approved gender reassignment surgery. Might have to double-check that last fact. But anyway, of course, this video announcement is meant to be seen only by the man. So if you are Mataji, please do not mind. There are many other video on YouTube for you of the little white fluffy kitten. I know because I have seen them. We will provide one link to littlewhitefluffykitten.com.
With NetSuite, Redmond's going to
Okay.
decrease your monthly
Very
batch
good.
processing time from 15 to 5 days.
I don't know. Nityananda said it was, yeah. I think he didn't get what Maharaj was trying to tell him. I think it was mantra retreat promotion kind of thing. So yes, if anyone has US visa and want to attend the mantra retreat, please go to that website and register.
This was about 2019.
Mantra retreat is also happening this year, right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. Like why this video was played. Like
Was this the right link?
I don't know. Rohan Prabhu. All glories to Rohan Prabhu. I trust him. Let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Nara Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadev, the author. Nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Jai. So today we are reading from Canto 10, chapter 13, and we are reading from verse 46 to 57. Chapter is entitled Brahma Stealing the Boys and Calves. Yes, Amala Harinam Prabhu.
Then, while Lord Brahma looked on all the calves and boys, standing them immediately appeared to have complexion, the colors of blush, rain clouds, and
Bluish.
Bluish. Okay. I'll read it again. Then, while Lord Brahma looked on all the calves and the boys, standing them immediately appeared to have complexion of the color of bluish rain cloud, and to be dressed in yellow silken garments.
Yes. Sorry. Before we move ahead, I'll just give a brief summary of what's happening here. So, this pastime is it's very famous. I think most of us know, and this is also special because this was this was the last pastime that Prabhupada narrated when he was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is very special, and what is happening here is Lord. Everyone was astonished by Krishna's activities that he was doing in Vrindavan. So Lord Brahma was also astonished, and he got to hear from different demigods that, oh, Krishna is doing this, Krishna is doing that, and he is the supreme personality of God who is incarnated, right? His not incarnate, who has come down to the earth. So then Brahma is like, okay, let me go and see. So he goes and he gets bewildered by the activities Krishna was doing. He was eating from his friend's mouth and doing all activities that makes someone think like he's not God. So then what happens is Brahma is like, okay, let me test. So he tries testing Krishna and he steals the calves and boys. Now, after he comes back, after putting them in Yog Nidra, so then now what is happening is being narrated here. So, yes, Subhadra Prabhu.
All those personalities had 4 arms, holding conch shell disc, mace, and lotus flower in their hands. They wore helmets on their heads, earrings on their ears, and garlands of forest flowers around their neck. On the upper portion of the right side of the chest was the emblem of the goddess of fortune. Furthermore, they wore armlets on their arms, the Kaustuba gem around their necks, which were marked with 3 lines like a conch shell, and bracelets on their wrist, with bangles on their ankles, ornaments on their feet, and sacred belts around their waist. They all appeared very beautiful.
Every part of their bodies, from their feet to the top of their heads, was fully decorated with fresh, tender garlands of tulsi leaves, offered by devotees engaged in worshipping the Lord by the greatest pious activities, namely hearing and chanting.
Those Vishnu forms by their pure smiling, which resemble the increasing light of the moon, and by sidelong glances of their reddish eyes, created and protected the desires of their own devotees, as if by the modes of passion and goodness.
All these, both moving and non-moving, from the foam-headed Lord Brahma down to the most insignificant living entity, had taken forms and were differently worshipping those Vishnu Murtis according to their respective capacities, with various means of worship such as dancing and singing.
All the Vishnu Murtis were surrounded by the opulences, headed by Anima Siddhi, by the mystic potencies headed by Aja, and by 24 elements for the creation of the material world headed by Mahatattva.
Text 53. Then Lord Brahma saw that Kal, the time factor, so about one's own nature by association, samskar, reformation, karma, desire, karma, fruitive activity, and the gunas, the three modes of material nature, their own independence being completely subordinated to the potency of the Lord, had all taken forms and were also worshipping those Vishnu.
The Vishnumurtis all had eternal, unlimited forms, full of knowledge and bliss, and existing beyond the influence of time. Their great glory was not even to be touched by the Gyanis engaged in studying the Upanishads.
Thus Lord Brahma saw the Supreme Brahman, by whose energy this entire universe, with its moving and non-moving living beings, is manifested. He also saw at the same time all cows and boys as the Lord's expansion.
And by the power of the equations of those Vishnu Murtis, Lord Brahma, his 11 senses, jolted by astonishment and stunned by the transcendental bliss, became silent, just like a child playing doll in the presence of the village deity.
The Supreme Brahman is beyond mental speculation. He is self-manifest, existing in his own bliss, and he is beyond the material energy. He is known by the crest jewel of the Vedas, by refutation of irrelevant knowledge. Thus, in relation to that Supreme Brahman, the personality of Godhead, whose glory had been shown by the manifestation of all the four round forms of Vishnu, Lord Brahma, the Lord of Saraswati, was mystified. What is this? He thought. And then he was not even able to see Lord Krishna. Understanding Brahma's position, then at once removed Lord Krishna, understanding Brahma's position, then at once removed the curtain of his Yog Maya.
Sure. So we'll focus on verse 50. Chandrika Vishadasmere Sarunapanga Vikshitaye Swakarthanam iva raja Satvapyam Palake. Okay, we'll try it one more time. Chandrika Vishadasmere Sarupanga Vikitsitaye Swakarthanam iva raja Satvabhyam Shrishtirpalaka.
Chandrika Vishadasmere
Chandrika Vishadasmere Sarunapanga Vikshite
Swakarthanam eva rajaha
Swakathanam iva raja
Satvabhyam Shrishti-palaka.
Satvabhyam Shrishtirpalaka.
Chandrika Vishadasmere
Chandrika Vishadasmere
Sharunapanga Vikshita.
Sarunapanga Vikshita
Swakarthanam iva raja
Swakarthanam iva raja
Satvabhyam Shashtripalaka.
Satvabhyam Shashtrapalaka.
Chandrika Vishadasmere
Chandrika Vishadasmere Sarunapanga Vikshite Swakarthanam iva raja
Satvabhyam Shastri Palaka.
Satvabhyam Shashtrapalaka. Alex.
Sarunapad
Chandrika Vishadasmere
Sarunapanga Vikshite
Sarunapanga Vikshite
Swakarthanamiva rajaha
Swakarthanamiva Raja
Satvabhyam Srishtipalaka.
Sasvabhyam Shrishtripalaka. Word to word, everyone together. Chandrika Vishadasmere, by pure smiling like full increasing moonlight. Sa Aruna Panga Vikshite, by the clear glance of their reddish eyes. Swaka Arthanam, of the desire of his own devotees. Eva, just as Raja Sattva Bhyam, by the moods of passion and goodness. Shrishter Palaka. Okay. Translation, everyone together. Those Vishnu forms, by their pure smiling, which resembled the increasing light of moon, and by the sidelong glances of their reddish eyes, created and protected the desires of their own devotees, as if by the modes of passion and goodness. Who would like to read? Yes.
Those Vishnu forms bless the devotees with their clear glances and smiles, which resemble the increasingly full light of the moon. Shreya Kairva Chandrika Vikrayanam. As maintainers, they glanced upon the devotees, praising them and protecting them by smiling. Their smiles resemble the mode of goodness, protecting all the desires of the devotees. And the glancing of their eyes resemble the mode of passion. Actually, in this verse, the word Raja means not passion but affection. In the material world, Rajaguna is passion, but in the spiritual world, it is affection. In the material world, affection is contaminated by Rajaguna and Tamaguna. But in the Sudhava Sattva, the affection that maintains the devotees is transcendental.
Yes, Prabhu.
The word Swakarthanam refers to great desires as mentioned in this verse. The glance of Lord Vishnu creates the desire of devotees. A pure devotee, however, has no desires. Therefore, Sanatana Goswami comments that because the desires of devotees whose attention is fixed on Krishna have already been fulfilled, the Lord's sidelong glances create variegated desires in relation to Krishna and devotional service. In the material world, desire is a product of Rajogun and Tamogun, but desire in the spiritual world give rise to a variety of everlasting transcendental service. Thus, the word Swakarthanam refers to eagerness to serve Krishna.
Jai. Yes.
In Vrindavan, there is a place where there was no temple, but a devotee desired, let there be temple and seva, devotional service. Therefore, what was once an empty corner has now become a place of pilgrimage. Such are the desires of devotee.
Jai. Okay, so this class is going to be, back and forth. I'll ask some questions. I also need some help, your guidance. I didn't have much time to prepare for this class. All glories to Vatsal Prabhu. He was assigned and he backed off. And yes, and then Sathak Prabhu, he forced me. He's like, no Prabhu, you have to give the class. So thank you so much. So here we'll try to talk about desire. Prabhupada is mentioning desire many times in this purport. And he's also saying that the desires of a devotee is created by Krishna, right? And then it is protected by him also. And we'll talk about where desire comes from. What is desire actually first? Okay, my first question will be what do you think is desire? What we want to do? Okay. Yes.
Something that we want to get pleasure.
Not necessarily pleasure or pain, anything like that, but that urge to do something, that want to do something, that is desire. Now, if it's Prabhupada is saying that Krishna creates desire and maintains it. So if desires are also created by Krishna, then what is our free will? Like what do we do? If desires are created by Krishna, then we are like robots. Is it not? So what do you think about that?
Krishna has kind of created, it was our free will that we wanted to be here in the material world, to enjoy separate separate from him, so he created 3 modes of material nature.
Yes.
Here we have the conditioning.
So let's see if we have free will or not, or if what is Prabhupada trying to say when he says that the desires of devotee is created by Krishna. Let me look at my notes. Yeah. Can you open 270, Prabhu? Actually, in this material world, all we can do is desire. And I can back this statement by quoting verse 18:14. They said that there are 5 factors in anything that we do. There are five karta. So, and one of them is the soul, and what the soul can do is only desire. Soul can only desire. Soul can do no more than that. Now, to sanction that is in the hand of Paramatma, Super Soul, which is within our heart. So, how can you understand this? Very simply is imagine an old man, like very old, 90, 100 years old. Now, that man is lying on bed. Now, he has desire to get up, to walk, to eat. Desires are there, okay? But he's not able to do that. On contrary, take a young child, 10 years old, okay? Now the same child also has desires to walk, to talk, to eat, but that child can do it. Now, what is the difference? You may say, oh, bodily age difference, right? But then that old man, his body is not functional. That is also, yes, that is a reason why he is not able to move. But also, the sanction by Paramatma is not there. So, that man has desire, but he doesn't have the karma for the desire to be fulfilled. So, that's why the Paramatma is not sanctioning that desire for that old man. And that young boy has that karma. And because of that karma also, so, we were talking about bodily difference. So, because of that karma, he has that young body in which he can perform those activities. So, like that, only thing that we can do in this material world is desire. And then it is sanctioned by Paramatma, and then the action is carried out through our senses. So, yes, and
Can you explain it in an easy way? Oh, I'm sorry, I just read that.
okay. So, imagine you want to become a billionaire, right? Maybe you want to. No. So, now you have this desire, right? On the other side, someone else like Bill Gates, he also wanted to become a billionaire. He had a desire too. Now, his desire was fulfilled. Your desire is not fulfilled. So, what is the difference? Paramatma sanctioned his desire and Paramatma didn't sanction your desire. What is the difference here? He had that karma to become that billionaire. You don't have that karma to become billionaire. Similarly, in all the activities, we desire from morning to we go to bed, we all desire a lot of things we desire. Like right now, I'm desiring to speak, right? I'm desiring to move my hands. So, the soul, as a soul, you can only desire to do something. For that activity to be carried out or not is in the hand of Paramatma, right? So, and that too, Paramatma is not impartial. Like, okay, Amla Harinam, he can do this, and Ishan cannot do this. No, he sanctions that desire based on your karma. If you have that karma to do it or not. Clear? Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
So, as a soul, you desire to move your hands, or as a living entity with conditions?
Yes, you are actually the soul, right? So, what you can do as a soul is desire.
Is that coming through the conditioning of the body or the soul?
Yes, so it's a nature of the soul to desire. Prabhupada says in his lecture that you cannot not desire. It's like if you are existing, there has to be desire. And now we'll talk about different types of desire. It can be a spiritual desire and can be a material desire. So desire has to be there. Desire will be there. In spiritual world also there are desires, but the difference is they are spiritual desires. Yes. So like that, and in 327, there's a famous shloka, ahankar vimuratma kartahamiti manyate. So in this material world, people think that I am the doer, I am doing everything, but in actuality he only has a little control over what he's doing. The actions are carried out under the influence of material nature and also sanctioned by Paramatma. Then the actions are being carried out. It's not only him desiring to do something and he's doing it. No, it's not like that. Now, many times, how we can justify this, that we are actually under control. We may not be in shackles, or we may not be under bar, like behind bars physically, but we are all under control. Anyone disagree with that? No, everyone accepts that we are in under control. Okay, whose control? Desires. Okay, specific. Under whose control are we? Senses.
Krishna's Maya.
Maya. Okay, more. Yes, this is what I was looking for. 3 gunas. We are under control of 3 modes of material nature. Every activity, every action that we perform is influenced by these 3 modes of nature. And we may not realize, but we are under control. Now, this is a beautiful example. I was reading yesterday and I found out this in Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's article. He's like, so in that temple, there was a devotee. So that devotee, he said, all we can do is, there's nothing is in our control. All desires are given by Krishna. So I will not do anything. I'll just lie on my bed. And then Chaitanya Prabhu, he went there. Okay, you lie on your bed, don't do anything. All actions are controlled by Krishna, right? So you don't eat also. Because that is also controlled by Krishna, right? So lazy people, they may argue that, I don't have any control over what is happening. Everything is happening because of Krishna and modes of material nature. But we do have a free will to act in that moment. All the time we have a decision to make. If we want to do something or if we don't want to do that thing. I'm sorry, I'm feeling... Yes, it's very hot. Sorry. But yes, now let's come back to desires. Sometimes, or all the time, we want to do something. New Year just passed, right? So we all took resolutions, and we want to do certain things that are important to us. But how many times are we able to do it? Maybe 30%, 40%, 50%. Hardly 60-70%, right? We are not able to do it. Now, why? So, there are 2 types of desire. One is your deepest desire, things that you really want to do, like you want to advance in your spiritual life, you want to advance in your material life, you want to, achieve things, do things. Now, these are your deepest desire. But then there are also loudest desire that may not be the deepest desire. Loudest desire can be, okay, watch reel, watch shorts, or go to just lie down on your bed. Don't wake up for Mangalarti. This can be very loud. These desires can be very loud. Like every morning, I don't know, maybe all of you can relate with me, but I have this desire, 5 minutes more. 5 minutes more. But that is and it is very loud. It's almost that someone is speaking to me. That, sleep for more minutes. But that may not be the deepest desire that we have, right? So we have to distinguish between desires. And then if we see how can we classify desires, so some desires, they have to be neglected, right? Now, for example, we may have desire to kill someone. Sometimes we're very angry, like furious, and we want to kill someone. Like we have this desire to kill someone, but we have to neglect that desire. We cannot act upon it, right? So sometimes we have to neglect desires. It can also be something like, I want to eat meat. So this desire, we have to neglect it. Sometimes the desire can be dovetailed. How? Now, we may have desire to become very rich. Now, this desire need not be neglected. You can become rich, but now what you do after becoming rich? You spend that Lakshmi in Krishna's service. So this is how you can dovetail. Now, someone may have desire to, someone may be very lusty and have a desire to have sex, right? Now, this desire can be dovetailed. You get married and have Krishna conscious children. So you are using that desire as service. So first, some desires can be neglected. Second, some desires can be dovetailed. Now, third, some desires have to be amplified. For example, you may have a desire to chant good rounds. Now, this desire has to be amplified. It has to be acted upon. It has to be fanned. You may have a desire to know yourself, to know Krishna, to establish a relationship. This desire has to be amplified. So, 3 types: neglect, dovetail, and amplify. So these are the 3 ways, and we have to be very smart. We need, sometimes we also may need help to classify, okay, what desire should be placed where. We should take help and we should place desires in one of these 3 categories. Now let's talk about material and spiritual desires. And also we'll come back to the question that I asked, like if Krishna is saying that I create the desire and I maintain those desires, then what control do we have, and what type of desire is Krishna talking about, right? So now there can be 2 types of desire, material and spiritual. Now what is the difference? Material desire is you want to satisfy yourself, you want to gratify your senses, simple. That is material desire. Spiritual desire is you want to satisfy Krishna, or you want to satisfy Krishna's senses. That is spiritual desire. Now, it is not this simple that it sounds. Sometimes you may have a material desire that you're trying to hide within a spiritual desire. Any examples? I'm not able to think of any example, that's why I'm asking, but we all have an experience of this.
To become a popular Kirtaniya.
To become a popular Kirtaniya. Now, you wanted fame there, but what you are doing, you are using Krishna consciousness, or you are using holy names to become famous. Now, this is not very good, right? Now, this is not good, but it's not bad also, not as bad as we think. Because you may not take shelter of Krishna, and you may go out and become famous and leave Krishna consciousness, right? So you may exercise your desire like that also. This is better. You're becoming a Kirtan and you're becoming famous. Krishna. Now what happens is, now when we do this, we go to Krishna and we sincerely pray that Krishna, you know that you're doing it. And you pray to Krishna that, Krishna, I'm doing this, please help me. Now what happens is, Krishna knows. So Krishna will fulfill that desire, but he will fulfill that desire in a way that you don't want that thing anymore. Right? And we all have experience. I have experience in my life where I wanted something so bad that I used to pray to Krishna every day. Every single day in my journal, I have that entry. Krishna, if you so desire, please let me have this. If you so desire, let me have this. But then, slowly, that prayer changed. And it's like, Krishna, I don't want this. Krishna, please don't give me this. And it actually happens. And Krishna actually fulfilled that desire in a way that I know. It's like, please don't give me that. I don't want it. So Krishna will fulfill your desire. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says that, I don't know the Bengali part, but he says that, you are fool that you are asking me for material things. You are a fool. But I'm not a fool. I'll not give you that thing. And, make you puffed up, make you pride, and make you go away from myself. I will fulfill that desire in a way that you will come closer to me. So Krishna has his own ways. Everyone has experience. I don't have to quote any example. You can take example from your life. You'll find a lot of things where Krishna fulfill your desire, but in a way that you will never ask for that thing again. So that happens. Now, lastly, I would want to touch upon the point where Krishna is saying that, I create and maintain the desires. Now, here, Krishna is specifically talking about his pure devotees. Krishna is not talking about the conditioned souls. If we take this purport, some people may use this purport and say that, oh, my desires are created by Krishna. Let me smoke ganja. Let me have illicit sex. Let me eat meat. My desires are created and maintained by Krishna, right? So they may use this purport, but disclaimer, this is not for conditioned souls like us, like myself. It is for pure devotees. So for pure devotees, now when Krishna says that I create and maintain their desire, it means that there is no difference in them desiring and Krishna desiring. Let's understand this. If a pure devotee desires something and Krishna desires something, there is no difference. It's like they are one in their desire. There's no difference. So that is how, when Krishna says that I create, it means that the devotees are desiring, but that desire is coming from Krishna. Because what is their life? What is their desire? They want to please Krishna. That is their only desire. Whatever they do, their only desire is to please Krishna. And when someone comes to that point, there is no difference between them desiring and Krishna desiring. Let's take some examples. Bhishma Dev. Now Bhishma Dev, if we look from a material outlook, he was supposedly standing on the side of adharma, fighting against dharma, and not only that, shooting arrows to Krishna, hurting Krishna physically. And before coming to Krishna consciousness, I was like, what is this guy doing? He's supposed to be a good man. Why is he taking side of adharma? Why is he shooting arrows on Krishna? This is bewildering. But then, when you read Srimad Bhagavatam, you see what kind of a devotee, what exalted devotee Bhishma Dev is. And he is acting 100% according to the will of Krishna. This is what Krishna wanted him to do. There's no difference between his desire and Krishna's desire. Him not speaking up for Draupadi in that assembly was Krishna's desire. Him standing on the side of Duryodhan and fighting against the Pandavas was Krishna's desire. Him shooting arrows on Krishna was Krishna's desire. Yes, Prabhu.
Him taking side of Duryodhan was because of the Kshatriya courts that he could not go against them.
Yes, but that is external. We can see that. Oh, yes, he was a Kshatriya and he was bound by Duryodhan because Duryodhan was maintaining him.
He was bound by
the throne, whatever. But externally it may seem like that. But internally he was in complete alignment with Krishna. Imagine Bhishma Dev standing on side of Pandavas. Mahabharata would not happen.
100% right.
Yes.
When Draupadi was being developed, Bhishma Dev was shown like he was super confused. What exactly is to be done?
Yes, it's all outwardly, Prabhu. Arjun is also confused, supposedly confused. Arjun is, he's saying that I'm very confused. My Gandiva blow is slipping from my hand. But then the question that he's asking, Krishna is giving him the knowledge of soul, karma, this and that. Doesn't he know all this? He knows everything. But he is doing that. Why? Because Krishna wants him to do that and he is acting under Krishna's Yog Maya. Difference, Yog Maya, Mahamaya. Bhishma Dev is a pure devotee. Let's make it clear. He's a pure devotee. And a pure devotee is under Yog Maya. Similarly, Brahma, Yog Maya.
There comes a moment where Krishna gets so angry, like you are the cause behind this war. He just takes the wheel out.
Yes, now that wheel. Now, if you go to Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhu, you want to recite that verse? Where Bhishma Dev is saying that I want to see your form where you are coming at me and with the wheel.
There was a rasa that they drove.
No, let him complete the verse. Yes. Translation?
You coming at me, holding the wheel, and in that, your utri
is falling.
garment is falling. You're looking so beautiful in that.
If he was bewildered, will he say this?
I didn't say he was bewildered, but I meant at that point of time that there comes a law that yes, you are faithful, loyal to your throne, to your kingdom. And there comes another one that the woman of your own family is being developed by deceitful means. And at that point of time, you are confused whether what to do or not. To speak for her or not.
Yes. So it's very clear Bhishma Dev is a man of his words and he will not tolerate anything like that. If he was not to act under Krishna's will. Okay? Now, he has taken very Bhishma vows also in his life. And he's very pakka, right? And he will do whatever he's saying. And will he not stand against this kind of adharma? You say he's confused. How is it confusion? It's very clear that this is adharma, this is wrong. Draupadi is going and asking, Bhishma Dev, you are supposed to protect me. You are the most elderly person here. You have the knowledge of dharma and everything. Why don't you stop this? He was not able to. Why? Because he was bound by Krishna's Yog Maya there. Now Krishna had to increase the glory of Draupadi. Krishna had to show that when my devotees surrender, I protect them. Krishna had to do that Leela. It's part of Leela. We need to understand this, Prabhu. We can talk after the class and we can do the clarification. But we need to understand that pure devotees, whatever they do, it's all under Krishna's Yog Maya. And they are not under Mahamaya. They are not influenced by Mahamaya. They are not influenced by their own, lust, anger, greed, things like that. They, from outwardly, they may seem like they are, but no, it's all part of Leela. Now, Bhishma Dev, when he was trying to shoot arrows at Krishna, and he was doing that. Now, at the end, when he's lying on his deathbed, he's saying that, I want to see that form of your where you are coming at me with that wheel, chariot wheel. So he knows that Krishna wants to enjoy that Virya Rasa, so that's why he's shooting arrows like that. It's not because he's bound by some bachan or something like that. So yeah, it's all part of beautiful Leela. We can later talk about why it's like that. So this point is clear that Krishna's desire and his devotees' desire are one. There's no difference between them. And yes, when Krishna is saying that I create and maintain desires of my devotees, he is talking about the pure devotees. Yes, we are still practicing sadhakas, so our desires sometimes will be aligned with Krishna's desire, and Krishna will protect and maintain them. But sometimes our desires will be material and for our sense gratification, so Krishna will not. Krishna is not creating that, and Krishna will not maintain those desires. So, with that, I would like to end this class. Hare Krishna. Questions? Maybe we can take one question. Yes.
I've heard of that term dovetail many places here. I'm not quite sure if I exactly get it. Even Google isn't helping much. What is it exactly that you mean by that term and by dovetailing desires?
Dovetailing means you use that desire and you kind of, in Hindi, if we say more dena, like you turn that desire in Krishna's service. Like, you are not changing that desire, but you are changing the motive, the intention behind that desire. So you're doing the same act, but the consciousness is different when you're doing it, yes. Okay. Sorry, I went over. Joy! Oh my god, today Rohan Prabhu is not there. So